Picture this: two individuals with unmatched chemistry, razor-sharp skills, and an unyielding hunger to dominate their opponents. These duos are the embodiment of teamwork, strategy, and pure unadulterated talent. From explosive strikers and steadfast defenders, to lightning-fast midfielders and a goated goalkeeper, today's video will be all about the best duos in all of bluelock. If you guys enjoy these types of videos, make sure to subscribe to the channel, drop a comment with what you think, and even join the community Discord if that's something that interests you. Thank you all so much for tuning in, and enjoy the video. I want your ego. Go wild, for my sake. Those are the first words we see spoken from Sai to Shidou, that would then lead on to some of the craziest moments in all of bluelock. The first duo that we're going to talk about today is none other than Shidou Ryusei and Itoshi Sai, the fruity demon and his genius handler. Handpicking Shidou himself, Itoshi Sai had placed only one stipulation prior to the U20 match, allowing him to choose any member from bluelock to play for Japan that match. Obviously, as we know, he picked out Shidou Ryusei as his player of choice, knowing it to be a fact that bluelock was a cage far too small for him. Even Ego knew this, telling the bluelockers that nobody at all in the program could understand Shidou's thoughts, or even raise up to his level of play. Shidou's birdcage, however, would soon become a stadium exhibit, with his substitution in the second half allowing him to truly run wild. From the moment he stepped onto the field, absolute chaos and havoc ensued, with the most sporadic and unpredictable movements that we've seen yet. Well, unpredictable to the bluelockers, because a duo doesn't just consist of one person. The boy genius Itoshi Sai would be the one to tame this rabid beast, perfectly linking up with him in even the toughest of situations. With both of these players operating off of pure instinct and reflex, the plays and ideas that these two produced consistently had the bluelock 11 on their back heels. In this intense matchup, Shidou and Sai almost managed to score on their very first play together, with it only being prevented with a foul from Nico. It's not like that even mattered though, because by the second chapter that these two were together, they had managed to link up perfectly to score a monstrous goal, provided by Itoshi Sai's world-class assist. From that point on, these two would continue to wreak havoc throughout this entire match, linking up from only their pure instinct and reflexes. Their dynamic via their plays though wasn't the only reason I loved them though, because Shidou and Sai were literally out there flirting on the field like some lovebirds. I mean, Sai straight up agreed to give him his number on some crazy timing, literally saying, "Hands off until then, you horny demon." Y'all let me know down in the comments because I just have to know. What was on your mind the first time you read their dialogue between one another? Because that shit just came out of nowhere. Overall though, these two aren't fan favorites for just any basic reason, which is why they obviously deserved a place on my list. Continuing on with this trend of some fan favorites, we have one of the most dynamic duos in all of bluelock, Nagi Seishiro and Ryo Mikage. From the moment that these two were introduced, the spotlight was shining bright on them as they scored goal after goal with their amazing link-ups. With Nagi's ability to turn any pass into diamond, and Ryo's persistent want for him to be the best, they absolutely slammed everybody early on in bluelock. The lazy genius and his chameleon had absolutely no fall off however, because they would then go on to consistently prove their worth both as individual players and as a duo. Even in intense matchups like Japan U20 vs bluelock 11 and Manshine vs Bastard München, these two never faltered in the face of even stronger opponents. Now, this duo's use for one another was very one-sided early on in the series however, with Ryo practically just using Nagi to achieve his own dream. This dynamic however wouldn't last for long, as Ryo himself would soon develop into an S-tier threat of his own, unlocking his powerful chameleon ability alongside overall better stats, and obviously metavision. This allowed him to develop into a player capable of scoring all on his own. However, he would soon realize that him and Nagi together are 10 times the threat, resulting in them once again making up and working together. Nagi himself also had substantial development that led to the duo becoming even stronger, with his realization during the Neo Egoist League. With the help of Chris Prince and Dr. Agi, the two have grown even farther, challenging even the likes of Isagi and Bastard München. Now their amazing dynamic is also not limited to the field, because their friendship and interactions are crucial to their development. Nagi leaving Ryo to join Isagi's team, their rekindled bond in the Manshine match, Ryo hyping up Nagi during the U20 match, these two truly complement one another in every way needed. I'm really curious to see how these two develop throughout the series moving forward, because with their rekindled bond, it seems like they're bound to stick together for good now. Lots of people in the community, however, wish that Ryo would take a bit more scoring initiative for himself, as he's obviously shown to have the capacity to do so now. This duo's dynamic has always revolved around Nagi's insane goal conversion rate though, so it will more likely stay that way for now. From their amazing chemical reactions and dynamic, to their friendships and interactions, these two had a guaranteed spot on this list from the moment that I had the video idea. Also, ask anybody in the community to name a bluelock duo off the top of their head, and they'll most likely say these two 90% of the time. It's as if he's a heavenly body orbiting around me. Kurona is truly amazing. For the next two players that we'll be talking about, we'll be looking exclusively at the Neo Egoist League team Bastard Munchen for Isagi Yoichi and Kurona Ranze. These two were first seen linking up with one another in their intense matchup versus Sunshine City, due to Kurona being chosen as the starting side back. No one knows selected him due to his immense speed and dribbling ability, but more so than that, his ability to link up with Isagi Yoichi. Throughout their training prior to the match, Kurona was very proactive while playing as a side back, proving a worthy asset especially in assisting Isagi. Kurona himself even verbally stated that as long as he gets to play as a regular, then his loyalty will be to Isagi, not Kaiser. That is especially shown throughout the Manshrine match and the ongoing Ubers match, as the two have worked together to put points on the board, create goal scoring opportunities, and overall just help one another through and through. Kurona specifically is always providing Isagi with amazing passing options at the perfect distance, giving him time to scan the field ahead of them. Utilizing his own unique skills such as his analytical brain and immense player knowledge, Isagi wastes no time in the NEL taking advantage of Kurona's helping hand. With his speedy shortcuts and his ability to position himself perfectly, Kurona is constantly being utilized in a high-speed manner, chopping through the field every time he and Isagi work together with high-speed 1-2s. It's not like it's a one-sided duo, however, with Isagi just dictating the pace, because Kurona himself is able to keep up with what's going on, following his duo's every move perfectly. Even as recently as the Ubers match, these two have only just evolved to become an even greater threat, with Kurona assisting Isagi once again for another NEL goal in the bag. One interesting thing to point out though in the ongoing Ubers match is that Kurona was actually just subbed out due to a leg cramp, but it's not because he could take the heat. This poor guy was pushing himself at full throttle to keep up, due to him lacking the ability of metavision that Isagi possesses. This makes it substantially harder for him to keep up, so he's constantly having to push himself far beyond his limits, which is why he gassed out and got the cramp, like I said. Just like the rest of them, my appreciation for their dynamic isn't just limited to their on-field action, because Isagi and Kurona genuinely just seem like the bestest of buddies. I mean, I know that Kurona chose Isagi just because he wants to play and just not serve under Kaiser, but as they go on and continue to work together, it seems like they genuinely do become good friends. I really hope that Kurona gets some sort of evolution himself too in order to keep up, because this duo absolutely needs to stay together and reach even greater heights alongside one another. Moving on to one of the more abnormal duos in bluelock, we actually have the dangerous pair of Kaiser and Alexis Ness from Bastard Munchen. With Kaiser possessing the world-class ability of Kaiser Impact, he himself is already enough of a threat as a striker when just receiving the ball anywhere. Possessing both Metavision and Predator Eye, Kaiser constantly lurks within the shadows of the field, waiting for any opportunity to pounce and strike. Now it's already bad enough just to face this guy, but he's also being assisted by a top tier midfielder as well, who only cares about helping him achieve his goals. Alexis Ness, Bastard Munchen's beating heart and magician, is undoubtedly an amazing player as well, using his hyper flexible ankles and high speed movements to constantly provide Kaiser with the passes he's wanting. Bastard Munchen itself is literally a well-oiled machine specifically designed around assisting Kaiser himself. Combined with this amazing magician in the midfield, their opponents can hardly even read or keep up with any of their movements, allowing goal after goal to just flow in. Now understandably, some of you may be bringing up the Ubers match in the comments right now, and I understand your point. Kaiser and Ness's dynamic has always been like a master-servant relationship, with Ness wanting nothing more than to gain Kaiser's recognition. Literally obsessing over him, this is shown through constant outbursts of jealousy when the Blue Lockers arrive, due to Kaiser actually paying more attention to Isagi than him. Now, as I mentioned, the Ubers match really has been showing the effects of this jealousy, as Ness has made mistake after mistake due to his lack of focus. This has led Kaiser and him to have some pretty unfriendly words between one another, but that's just part of their relationship that stayed pretty consistent as well. While a lot of people in the community, such as myself obviously, hate on Ness every opportunity given, he actually is quite an amazing and skilled player even on his own. When you combine this magician's ankles and passes with a quality striker such as Kaiser, there's no doubt that the outcome will at least contain one goal, earning them a spot on anyone's top duo list. Anyways, you guys be sure to let me know down in the comment section, who is your favorite duo from bluelock and why? If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to let me know in the comments as well, because I'm wondering if I should make a speculative video on some of the best possible duos that don't exist yet, or we haven't seen. As always, Please be sure to check that you're subscribed to my channel if you enjoy my videos, and feel free to join my community Discord if you'd like to chat with me and other Blue Lock fans. I hope you have an amazing day, thank you as always, and peace out guys.